now joined by Schneider of Stanford University. Welcome, Stephen.
Thank you for having me, Sarah.
Not at all. Tell me about your institute and what you're studying currently.
Well, what we're trying to do is to figure out how much of the change that we observe in the climate, which is unequivocal, is due to Ma Earth and how much is due to us. And it looks like the answer is, at least for the last 50 years, most of it is due to us, using the atmosphere as a free sewer to dump our tailpipe and smokestack waste, and we cut down and change land that puts chemicals in the air. That's the easy part. The hard part is, how can we bring this down? Because it's driven by increasing world population, demanding higher standards of living, and mostly using cheap available technology like coal, oil, and gas burning internal combustion engines, just like we did it in the Victorian Industrial Revolution. Now they're doing that in China and India and Indonesia, Brazil, and Mexico, but they got 4 times our population. We have 4 times their per capita energy use. They say they'll fix it as soon as they catch up to us. We won't get off consumption. They don't want to get off their building consumption, so we have a planetary sustainability train wreck. And what I work on is where are the win-wins that give us cooperative solutions to get out of this very dangerous conundrum we're in, where everybody says, my national interest first.
Are there too many people on the planet?
There's too many people and too much greedy consumption. You can't talk about population without talking about consumption, because they multiply each other. And why do you think everybody is talking cap and trade and new technology? Because you're not going to find a whole lot of political oomph in the developing world for family planning outside of China, and you're not going to find much political oomph anywhere in the world to not increase your material standard of living. So we sort of are stuck with the third element in the equation, right? Population times affluence, untouchables, or maybe touch a little, times the technology which pollutes, so let's get less polluting technology. And it's a very good place to start. But you cannot indefinitely grow people, and you cannot indefinitely grow the economy. Sooner or later, we have to start leveling off and then coming back down to more sensible levels. That will be the end of the century. Meanwhile, we have to deal with a fairly dangerous overshoot in emissions, population, and consumption that's based on the wrong kinds of models. And the whole Copenhagen and the arguments that are going on now is, how can we more rapidly move to a sustainable transition? And it's not going to happen without the C word they don't teach you in business school, right? In business school, the C word is competition. The C word we need is cooperation, because everybody's stuff. You know, a ton of carbon injected in Beijing, no different than a ton of carbon injected in Brighton or in Boston. It's all the same, or Bangladesh. So everybody's in this. Everybody has to play, but not necessarily everybody has to pay, because we've done so much more of it than the poor countries that we have to give them a little flexibility. But we've got to get them off Victorian technology, or nothing's going to work.
You have so much information, it's brilliant. So it's collaboration instead of competition. Is that the way forward?
Competition in terms of the solar versus the wind versus new designs, that we need, because that's what brings you efficiency. The competition we have to get rid of is my country versus your country, and then we're going to ignore what we do to the planet as a whole, with our children and grandchildren and all the rest of living things in it. That's where we've been messed up. We have to cooperate about structural solutions while not interfering with the competitive basis of business to try to find the most cost-effective solutions. But we have to set the directions that business need to go in, and it's not just return on investment. It's return on investment that includes the value of the planetary commons. That takes cooperation.
Wonderful, very succinctly put. Stephen, thank you for your time, and pleasure to meet you.
Sure.
Cheers.